Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain quiet for the minute of silence.
Good morning, Chantilly. I'm Wasim Shakir.
And I'm Michelle Shadir. Today is Friday, January 13th, 2023.
And here are your morning announcements.
Today is a B day. Tuesday is an A day with LS1 and CT.
Girls basketball plays at home tonight against South Lakes. Freshmen at 4:30, JV at 5:45, and varsity at 7:30.
Boys basketball plays away tonight at South Lakes. JV at 5:45 and varsity at 7:30.
Chantilly's Got Talent auditions will be held on January 17th and 18th after school in room 565. Make sure to scan a QR code if you'd like to audition. The form will be closing today.
Yearbooks are on sale. Go to yearbookordercenter.com and enter code 4166. If you have any questions, please go to Mr. Nguyen at room 229. Here's James with a weekly sport roundup.
Good morning, Chantilly. Welcome to the weekly sports roundup. Here is an update on how our sports teams are doing. Varsity boys basketball played Madison at home this week on Tuesday. They lost by a score of 82 to 57. Varsity girls basketball traveled to Madison on Tuesday and lost 48 to 36. The wrestling team held the Joe V tournament over the weekend. Chantilly finished 9th out of 20 teams in the tournament. The boys and girls track and field teams competed on January 7th against Westfield, Oakton, Madison, and Marshall at Westfield High School. The girls team finished in 5th place with a score of 48 points. The boys team finished in 1st place with a score of 150 points. That's all we have for this week's Sports Roundup. Now back to the anchors.
With the federal holiday of Martin Luther King Jr. on Monday, we took a look at how this day could be spent.
The third Monday in January is annually celebrated as Martin Luther King Day, but it's more than just a day off.
Martin Luther King Jr. was a Black American clergyman who was best known for his civil rights activism, and he was assassinated for that activism in the 1960s. And he, I think, is best known for his methods, his nonviolent civil disobedience.
He led the bus boycott, which ended up getting the Supreme Court to rule that segregation on buses was unconstitutional.
On MLK Day, I like to call my grandparents and just check in on them, but they like to tell us what happened with them in the 1950s when MLK was around, share their experience, and I think it's really educational, and I like calling them on MLK Day.
You can spend MLK Day by going to DC and visiting the National Museum of African American History and Culture. This is the second year that they're displaying the I Have a Dream speech.
One of Martin Luther King's greatest accomplishments was the Civil Rights Act of 1964, where it ended segregation in public places and ended discrimination of sex, race, and religion.
Towards the end of his life, before he got assassinated, he started talking about workers' rights and the treatment of the working class. So I think that was like also important.
On MLK Day, I like to watch the movie Selma because it accurately shows the story of MLK's campaign towards equal voting rights.
In celebration of MLK Day, for example, in the Combating Intolerance class, we are reading a letter from a Birmingham jail and discussing the methods of civil disobedience, understanding the consequences that come from that, or come from those methods, and how civil disobedience may be useful in achieving the goals that we may have in society.
Martin Luther King Day will be celebrated on January 16th this year. This has been Cooper Young and Kriti Sharma for the Nightly News. Now back to you.
I'm going to take this opportunity to visit his memorial at DC.
I can't wait to see his speech on display at the African American History Museum.
Well, that's all we have for you today, Chantilly. This has been Michelle Shadir.
And Wasim Shakir, reminding you to stay safe, stay positive, and have a great day.
And we'll see you Tuesday.